Well, hi, everybody. It's John Elzinga, and welcome back to It's a Great Day to Serve the Lord. And today, I'm going to talk about the most powerful conjunction in the Bible. And I hope and pray this conjunction that we're going to talk about is a regular part of your life, a regular part of your thought process, a regular part of your conversation. I'm going to share, kind of rapid fire, 4 scriptures regarding this conjunction. I'm going to start off with Genesis 50, verse 20. Now, you know the story. Joseph was the youngest of 12 brothers. The other brothers didn't like him because he was kind of favored. They threw him in the pit. They sold him into slavery. He went into Egypt, and through a series of a whole lot of different events, he ends up as the second in command of Egypt. And they had stored up grain in Egypt, and his brothers had come from Israel to get some grain, for their food, and they come face to face with Joseph. And here's what he says: "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Did you hear that? Did you hear that conjunction? But God. It's an amazing conjunction. Small but mighty. Something so significant and so meaningful in our life and in everything that we read in the Bible. Psalm 66, 18 to 20 says this: "If I cherished iniquity in my heart, sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But God has surely listened and has heard my prayer." He shouldn't listen to me. I'm a sinner. Because I sin, he shouldn't even acknowledge me. But he does. Romans 5:8. "But God demonstrates his love for us, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Did you get that? In the state of our sin, in the midst of our sin, while we are still sinning, all of this God knew, putting Christ on the cross. But God demonstrates his love for us, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Paul talks in 2 Corinthians 7, 5, and 6 of how God came through by sending a person. It says, "For when we came into Macedonia, we had no rest. We are harassed at every turn, conflicts on the outside, fears within." He's spent, he's tired, he's beat up, and then he says, "But God, who comforts the downcast, comforted us by the coming of Titus." God brought someone, a person, into his life to comfort him, to encourage him, to build him back up. This little conjunction, "but God," is a demonstration of God's sovereignty and how he intervenes in our lives, how he intervenes in the world. I'm sure many of you, many of us, can look back on our life and we can see the "but gods" in our life. I was broken, but God rebuilt me. I was lost, but God found me. I was hurt, but God healed me. I was fearful, but God calmed my fears. I was angry, but God filled my heart with love. How, dear friend, has God intervened in your life in a way that you didn't expect? Maybe just in the nick of time. Has he come through when you were out of hope or didn't know what direction to go? I know I can say that in a lot of cases in my life, and I'm just going to point out a few. Starting with college. I wanted to go to Purdue University. My best friend at the time went to Purdue University. God closed that door, but God sent me to Calvin College in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Calvin changed my life. I was utterly broken. I have been broken many times. I was utterly broken when I lost everything, when I was out of hope, when I felt like I was worthless and didn't have much else to bring. But God rebuilt me and revived me through a company in the middle of nowhere in the Midwest called Pizza Ranch. There we were in the Midwest, stuck, and I thought we would never be able to get back to be here in Southern California amongst our kids and grandkids. But God brought us back in a way and a time that I didn't expect. Dear friend, what are your but gods in your life? Can you look back now and see how God has intervened in your life? Something that was going to happen but didn't happen because God stepped in. I know, and I hope you know, God is working in your life. All you have to do right now is to look back, and you'll see, oh yeah, but God did this. And when you do, my friend, you will feel and sense His overwhelming love and grace for you.